My name is Julie Sampson. I'm director of the Scheinfeld Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation here at Santa Barbara City College, and I would like to welcome you to the 7th annual New Venture Challenge. Woohoo! So good. So thanks so much for joining us today. I got to say that your presence and interest is a tremendous support to the students here today. 10 collegiate teams, 10 high school teams, and they're here to share their business ventures with you and our team of judges in the pursuit of $15,000 in seed money and scholarships. Yeah, it's awesome. What is so amazing is that in those couple hours, the amount of development that comes out of this event. So it's not just about this event. The fact that these students who you're going to see went through this, and even the ones that you didn't see, because not everybody that entered is a finalist here, but the amount of work that they put into developing their concept is truly amazing. And just because they're not here, if you submitted an entry and you're not going to be up here on that stage, that by no means means that your business idea is not valid, it doesn't have legs. No way. It doesn't mean that. It just means that according to the judges' scores, there were top 10, and that's who are going to be presenting to you today. So there's the work that goes into, getting ready for this event. And in the event itself here, I mean, the finalists have all the support of all of you. They get the feedback from the judges. From this event, there's so much happens afterwards. The judges are amazing in the amount of connections that they help these finalists establish in the community. We have the Small Business Development Center that also helps with no-cost business consulting here at the Scheinfeld Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation, along with a lot of other hands-on opportunities like events that entrepreneurs can come to get closer to those prominent entrepreneurs. Our enterprise launch program where students launch a product or service in a single semester, getting that all-important market validation. Our internship program where they get to be in with startups, hands-on, seeing what happens. And then also it's our faculty and our classes that we have, the academic program, that help support these students beyond this event right here. And I would like to take a moment, actually. If you are an educator, a mentor, maybe not just to these students, but I'd like you to raise your hand to these entrepreneurs. Yes. All right, let's give them a huge hand. So it's these people, along with all the other organizations in our community, that together, when we collaborate, we create a really strong economy through our business startups. And we create resilient individuals financially who can then contribute to creating a financially resilient community. So this event and the fact that you are here and the finalists are here has a lot of impact on the moving forward of these entrepreneurs. And I encourage you to keep your eyes on them, keep your eyes on the press, because these are the next up-and-coming promising innovators in our community. So with that being said, let's take a look at some of the fun success stories. So you probably know Fuelbox. So they took about 4 years to bring their product to market, but they came out of the Santa Barbara City College program. They launched in December of 2016, and they've had $250,000 in sales so far. Actually, even beyond that, that was first quarter that they had, so I'm sure they're beyond that. You know, what's interesting about them is they did not win the New Venture Challenge competition. In fact, they were in Enterprise Launch, and they didn't win there either, but look at them. Right? So this speaks to what this experience can do for you and other entrepreneurs. Let's take another look. This is a high school student, Mackenzie Fell of Fell Creative. So she was in the high school competition in 2015. She launched her design business right after the New Venture Challenge, and she is off getting a 4-year degree right now and still running her own business. So amazing at the high school level, you know, and she's not the only one who's done such things. And then another one that we have to mention is John Harmon of Oil Slick. Non-toxic beach tar remover, came through New Venture Challenge in 2015, has launched his Oil Slick product line and is now working on his second line. And in fact, he's got his master's degree as well, and he's going to be a judge in our high school competition this year. So look at the development, right? It's really fun to see. So we hope that all of the entrepreneurs in this room can experience this kind of success. We couldn't be here, however, without funding, and the Scheinfeld Center was founded with the endowment from the late Jim Scheinfeld and his family, and that's what started it all back in 2007. And we're going to have the great fortune of Elna Scheinfeld, wife of the late Jim Scheinfeld, visiting us here today, and she will arrive when she does, and we'll say hello to her. We also want to thank our sponsors, Montecito Bank and Trust, Edison International, and Spirit of Entrepreneurship Foundation. The Spirit of Entrepreneurship Foundation, through our partnership with them and the generous support of the other sponsors, that's where the seed money comes from for these students today. So in fact, we have Kathy Feldman of the Spirit of Entrepreneurship Foundation here in the front row. Could we give her a hand? Awesome. Thank you, Kathy, for your support. Alrighty. So with that being said, it's time to get down to business. The teams today were awarded as finalists based on their business plans, and now they'll present their 8-minute pitch to a panel of esteemed judges who will determine the first, second, and third place winners. Their extended bios are in your program, but let me briefly introduce you to Kathy Odell, who is a serial entrepreneur with over 25 years of experience in high-growth enterprises. She's currently president and COO of Pagelli Collections. Pagelli, okay. Doing business as Waxing Poetic. It's an artisanal jewelry company with over 600 distributors in U.S. and Europe. And Kathy has served as judge for, I think it's at least 4 years now, right? And she has been a mentor and also investor to several of our Santa Barbara City College teams. And we are so fortunate to have her serving as judge today. Please give a warm round of applause to Kathy. Thank you. Now, you will notice that Jason Spivak was scheduled to be here, but he's unable to make it, and so we are so pleased to have with us Scott Hamilton, who within less than 24 hours was able to get up to speed with what we're doing here. He is a high-tech entrepreneur who has guided multiple companies from concept to product, followed by market validation and 7-figure annual revenue and subsequent successful exits. He has raised over $35 million from Tier 1 investors, including Disney, SoftBank, Apex Partners, and others, and he is an active educator and mentor in our startup community. Scott, thank you for being here. And finally with us, we have Julie Henley, who is the president of WeDo and serves as a consultant and advisor to early-stage tech companies. She has over 15 years of experience building and scaling software products. She has a bachelor's degree in business administration from Cal Poly, and she's a mentor to one of our former SBC SBCC students and New Venture Challenge winner Spencer Shulem. Is he in the audience yet? Hey, Spencer. Yeah. So here we have Julie here. I'm glad you're here. Yep. So thank you for your support of our students, Julie, and for being here. All right, so let's get on to the pitch competition. Here's how it's going to work today. We're running, if you look at that schedule, a really tight ship, and I'm going to keep us on time. Each team has 8 minutes to pitch. There is Mel over here. Mel, if you can wave your hand. She is going to be our timer. The people on stage will be able to see the timer. You will hear a buzzer when 8 minutes is up. Wherever you are in your pitch, you can finish your sentence and then need to stop. There's no penalty for finishing early. Then we will move on to 2 minutes of questions from the judges. That's 2 minutes between all of the judges, and they will work together to cooperate amongst themselves in making sure that each judge is able to get a question asked. That's generally about 1 question per judge. Okay, and during that question process, so the team will, the team leader will stay on stage. During that question process, you are welcome to bring up your team members to be up here on stage to field the questions, okay? The team leader is presenting, but you're welcome to bring your team members up here to field the questions, all right? So with that being said, are there any questions before we go on? Okay, perfect. So with that, we would like to welcome to the stage the Trailer Escape and Natasha Cohen. Let's give her a big hand.
Okay. Hello, my name is Natasha Cohen, and this is my husband, Scott Cohen, and we are the co-owners and founders of the Trailer Escape, a mobile escape room that services both Santa Barbara and Ventura counties. So here's the problem. Entertainment options lack socialization and variety. You see this guy right here? This is my husband when we go to most movies. He's thinking 2 things. 1, why did I spend $20 to sit here? And 2, how long is this movie? Enter the Trailer Escape. An escape room is a new form of entertainment where a small group of friends get locked in a room together. They have a short period of time to solve a series of interconnected puzzles in order to escape. An escape room is an interactive experience, and ultimately, escapees walk away carrying a sense of accomplishment. But if you haven't done an escape room, they can be hard to understand. So let me read you the summary of the Trailer Escape. You and your friends arrive at the Trailer Escape. You are greeted by a host who explains the premise. Santa Barbara is home to the first remote-controlled submarine, and you are hopping aboard to tour the sea life and the seafloor. The host invites you into the submarine, aka the trailer, and buckles you into your seat. She exits and locks the hatch, and the submarine starts to rumble. You watch the portholes as the submarine sinks to the ocean. Then suddenly, there's a large bang on the side of the submarine. The lights flash and sirens scream, and finally a loud thud brings silence and darkness as the submarine hits the bottom of the floor. The host nervously comes over the loudspeaker. She says the submarine was struck by a whale, and it caused a catastrophic failure. You only have enough air to last for an hour, and your only hope is to free yourselves, repower the submarine, and get it back to the surface before the air runs out. But I don't know if you'd escape. So let's get into the industry. The escape room industry started in 2007. The first room popped up in Japan. Today, there are over 2,000 escape rooms worldwide. From 2015 to 2016, the industry expanded by 800%. Today, in California, there are 143 escape rooms. 40 of them are in LA. 2 are in Santa Barbara. So Santa Barbara, it's a small town, but it has a large market. Our target demographic are ages 18 to 45. They enjoy games and activities like cycling, rock climbing, and outdoor sports. And approximately 150,000 local residents fit within this demographic. essentially the REI shopper. In addition to that 150,000, there are 2 million tourists that come into Santa Barbara that also fit within this demographic. I apologize. So competition in the escape room industry is a bit unusual. Our competition is not with all escape rooms, it's just with the bad ones. The escape room industry is a new industry, and we want every single person to walk into the door, we want them to have a positive experience, and we want them to be regular long-term customers. There are currently 2 escape rooms in Santa Barbara, the House of Clues and the Cube. Neither of them are currently fully operational. So, what's in the secret sauce of a good escape room? There are 3 qualities here. The first is a complex puzzle. The second is an immersive story. And third is required cooperation with the escapees. So our sales and revenue looks something like this. All reservations will be made online via our website. We'll book 4 people an hour for $30 an hour, bringing in approximately $120 an hour. Our break-even is 10 months, and we'll be profitable within our first 3 months of operation. Our conservative estimates show our net revenue at $35,000. Our marketing plan has 3 tiers. The first tier is having an effective website and a good, prominent social media presence, online presence. Second, we're going to target the tourists. We're going to promote within the visitor center and local tourist destinations. We're also going to have an online presence on Groupon and TripAdvisor. Our third tier is the Santa Barbara locals. You guys, we're going to reach you through Newshawk, through The Independent. We want to push through the Access book in 2018, and we'll be offering free passes to nonprofits to use in their upcoming fundraisers and help get the name out a little bit more. So this is our team. You'll notice that below each, my picture didn't show up, but I'm here, so you know what I look like. Below each picture, you can see the escape success rate. You'll also notice that mine is the best. We bring a wide variety of expertise to the table. Everything from code compliancy to our accountant to our game designer, who's actually a mechanical engineer who designs escape rooms at home for fun. So here's our startup cost. Our tow vehicle's $10,000. The Airstream trailer would be an additional $10,000. $2,000 would go towards our trailer build-out, and with the $5,500 that we plan to take home today, $2,600 of it will go towards our initial marketing campaign, and $2,900 will go towards our puzzle and design build. So that's the escape room, and I welcome your questions.
So what kind of permits do you have to have for where you park this?
So great question. We will be getting a permit to operate a business license, essentially, but most of the code compliancy, the oversized vehicle ordinances, all those kinds of things, they don't actually apply to a service-based business.
Interesting. Okay, so again, just a quick follow-on then.
Yeah.
So are you planning on moving the location
Yes.
around to different venues?
Yes.
Okay,
Did you want to follow up on that?
all right.
Yeah, so there's 2 regulations that you might be referring to. There's the oversized vehicle ordinance, which hasn't been implemented yet, and that would affect us. It affects parking on streets mostly. And then there's the mobile vendor ordinance, which wouldn't affect us because we're not really selling anything. We checked with the city on that. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, that's fine.
Question I had was, you're talking about trying to nurture long-term relationships. I've not yet been to one, but I look forward to my first visit to one of these things. But I'm wondering, where does it sort of fall on the spectrum of, the Tough Mudder that everybody says they're going to do once, to the laser tag that people do when they can't think of anything else to do?
Sure.
Where is it in that
So
spectrum? How do you develop the long-term relationship?
So a long-term relationship with an escape room is someone who goes to multiple escape rooms. So I have been to a few. And when you go, if you go and you have a great time, you probably aren't going to go back to that same room because you've already tried all the puzzles. But you're going to refer 10 of your friends because you've just had an hour that's a great time. And you are going to go look for another room to try. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I'm curious with your competition, why they aren't, you said they aren't fully operational. Is there?
Sure. So, there you go. Oh, okay, great, thank you. So they're both operating with limited hours, and one of them only offers a shortened escape experience, so it's about 15 minutes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Heather Lee, and I am the founder of Lovely Cosmetics, where beauty truly lies within the heart. Now, the problem with this beauty industry is quite ugly. We're seeing chemicals and organic ingredients that are not needed in our cosmetic lines, and these are considered fillers just to bring down the cost of goods. And this is another reason why animal cruelty is still happening. Animal testing is not needed. Now, the epidemic issue that we're all facing, no matter if you buy makeup or not, is the amount of waste. And I am part of that problem. Every time I finish my makeup, what am I supposed to do with this? Go and toss it in the trash and end up right here? That's when I realized that there's a big problem. And I'm here with the solution. We're bringing love back into the beauty industry. With our refillable palettes, we're cutting back on that waste and making the clutter go away. Our ideal combo is having 2 eyeshadows, a blush, bronzer, highlight, and your pressed powder foundation. So it's all in one and easy to bring around. And here's a prototype of our packaging. Prototype number 1, and this is prototype number 15 with some of my eyeshadows, blush, and highlight. Now, we've simplified our formula so it has only the highest quality organic ingredients and have benefits for the skin. And our main thing that we're getting here is bringing our inner beauty with the outer beauty. We are raising awareness and funds for various causes around the world by donating 10% of our net profits to various organizations around the world. For example, judges, I have love letters with each palette, and to the left is our Shade in Survivor, which I'm wearing. And that's going to Domestic Violence Awareness Project. In the center is our Coral Relief, and that's going to the Great Barrier Reef Foundation. And to the right is the Golden Wish, which is going to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Our industry is quite large. These numbers are pulled from 2015, and it's a $57 billion industry that is one of the most valuable beauty industries in the world. And cosmetics alone was $9.8 billion. We believe we have the potential to capture $245,000 of that in the first year, but we can expand. Once we get into Sephora, we can capture at least 0.5% of just their market alone, and that's $18 million if we're carried in all 706 stores. Now, to break down our finances, we will be breaking even between the 6th and 8th month. Our cost of goods are quite low, making our profit margin quite high. We do have a deal for our clients to purchase a full palette with 6 different shades of their loveliest products for $50, giving them $30 off. But still, our profit margin is $38.74. We have a sales revenue of $231,000 in the first year, and $52,000 of that is our net profit. Now, our target market is all the ladies between the ages of 21 and 36, with an average income of $50,000 a year. Now, I don't make nearly that much, and I would definitely buy this product. And it's these ladies that love to get ready together and go out for a fun time. But we have the potential to build a bridge for our clients to become socially aware shoppers because we're educating them with what's in their product, what they're putting on their face, where their money is going to, and how their purchase is affecting this planet. So marketing, sales, and distribution, currently we're online only in the United States alone. And we are on social media platforms of YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We will be marketing primarily with our lovely ladies amongst many. And they have over 100,000 to over 500,000 followers. These followers are our target market. They trust their opinion on the makeup lines out there. And this is how they will be connecting our page from their page. Now, the competition. We are all high quality. Yes, we have high pigmentation, which is a great color payoff, smooth, silky to the touch, and long-lasting. But I'm the only one that doesn't use these harmful fillers that you're putting on your face. We are all charity linked to every single product. So even if you buy an empty eyeshadow palette, you're putting forth towards the homeless shelter. And we're environmentally friendly, which we can even reuse the packaging as a headband. And my favorite feature, other than storing your personal belongings, is taking that love letter we give you, that's seed-embedded recycled paper. You put it down on the box with some water, put in some sunlight, and let those plants grow. So even if you toss it away, it could still make a positive difference. So quickly going over legalities, we are an LLC. We trademark our logo and name, and our trade secrets are our formulas. I am Heather Lee. I've been working at Sephora for almost a year now, and I've been a freelance makeup artist for over 3 years, and I've been in retail and management for over 6 years. I have a following on Instagram, which I will also be marketing. I do glam makeup to avant-garde, but every look has a meaning behind it, whether it's global warming, Mother Nature, or the beautiful transition of just life. We're always looking for the warm hope of a more positive future. I also create the formulas and the packaging before sending it to the manufacturers. This is my lovely team, and I have some over in the audience, and they're here to help me along the way. Now for the fun part. So we're primarily looking for using the funds with the prototyping phase. We're looking at mascaras, eyeliners, liquid foundations, lipsticks. These are the top trends for makeup. And website development for our luxurious website before we can launch on Kickstarter. And of course, inventory and equipment. I need to flip my workspace with Garage Flip from Riley over there, because that way I can get more done and have a very relaxed area. And then of course we need some licenses, primarily with the manufacturers. I thank you for the time, and I believe we can all make this place more lovely.
Well, thank you. I love what you're doing, and it resonates with me. I'm curious to know, you listed some of the competition, but are the big cosmetic manufacturers moving in this direction yet?
As far as animal cruelty goes, yes. As far as fillers, no. You're still seeing talc, which I failed to mention, and it's in 2 of 3 of those. And talc is actually not the best ingredient to be putting on your face, and it's one of the main ingredients in their products.
Okay, thank you.
Where are you getting where are you getting them manufactured?
So we're still getting estimations, and right now I have LA custom packaging for containers and the packaging. And then for the cosmetics, I'm working with the Cosmetic Group USA in Sun Valley, California, so it's all local still, and we're going to be going back and forth after I finalize the perfect formula.
Okay, because I think actually your margins probably you're going to be able to get a little more out of that at scale, but you're going to have to see
Yes.
what kind of minimums. Have they given you any kind of minimums yet?
Actually, I'm still waiting on
Okay.
them. Yeah, I
All
did
right,
it about a
great.
week ago, and yeah.
There are plenty of products and services that I don't have subject matter expertise on, and probably this would be darn near at the top of the
I
list.
thought so.
But still, I have a couple comments, and it's the passion of the entrepreneur to always try to do good and well at the same time. I would say that in the early stages, focus on doing well with your business. That will give you a greater opportunity and perhaps a longer business life cycle to keep doing good for some of the social causes. So I just try to balance that, if
Yes.
not favor it a little bit toward doing well on your business so that you'll have a longer opportunity to help out with some of these causes that are important to you. And I think it's a great tact of yours to go after the social influencers, because I think you can move a lot of product that way. And I think ultimately I see this as a high-end, high-margin product as opposed to a mass-market product.
Yes, thank you.
All right, next up we have Breakfast 274 with Laureen Williams.
Hi, I'm Chef Sammy, and this is my mom, Miss D. We would like to introduce you to Breakfast 274. We provide farm-to-table, fresh ingredients, 24/7, in a comfortable atmosphere with unsurpassed customer service. We offer a build-your-own concept. However, it's not just a blip on the screen. You have up to 274 choices to make every single meal unique. In addition, we also have some signature dishes like chili eggs in a basket and piggy lovers scramble. We also have some vegetarian options like a vegan spinach and mushroom strata. The social responsibility of Breakfast 274 comes from the idea that only someone who has been in that situation knows what's best for others in that situation. In 2013, we became part of the homeless population. In spite of us going to school full-time and working, we are still part of that population. With the rising costs of just the basic needs, anyone can face this possibility. The reality is, homelessness will never disappear. And as our initial step, with the assistance of our sister program, Shayna's Gift, we offer the buy one, give one concept. Every single time that you order a meal at Breakfast 274, we will make a breakfast burrito for a homeless person. We are located in Anaheim, which has a high foot traffic volume due to Disneyland, the Convention Center, and Angel Stadium. The 2017 projected restaurant sales in California is $82.2 billion. And 54% of people stated that they will order more breakfast items if it is offered all day, while another 56% stated that they will choose one restaurant over another if they support the local farmers and producers in the community. Our price point is middle of the road compared to our competitors. Most of them offer one of our different points, like social responsibility, farm fresh ingredients, or customizable meals. However, none of them offer all of our points. As this is a brick and mortar company, our financials are a little complex. Just kidding. We did tons of market research and even spoke with an expert advisor who owns his own restaurant. And what we came up to is if we sell 20 plates an average 20 plates an hour at about $12 per plate, we will have $2 million in sales in the first year with a $190,000 profit. As we are taking a salary, all of our net income will be reinvested back into the company, and a percentage of it will go to Shayna's Gift. As this is our first year, we are still developing relationships with our farmers and ranchers. So our costs will go down, which will increase our second year's income, even if we don't get higher sales. Our build-up cost is also $550,000. We will be using crowdfunding to gain interest in our business, as well as some of the initial costs. Based on our industry valuation, we can offer up to 32% of our company, which is a total of $620,000. That would take care of our initial startup costs and the first 4 months of operation. As we hone in on our day-to-day business, we will look at expanding, which will include corporate-owned locations in California and franchise locations that are throughout the US. This is Alyssa. She's 42. She makes $60,000 a year as a director for a child development center. How we plan on marketing to our target market is through social media, our websites, and hotel brochures, which you guys have a version of it in front of you. For our team, it starts with me. I am Chef Sammy. I am the executive chef and co-founder. I have experience working in kitchens where the cost per plate ranged anywhere from $15 to $150. Then we have my mom, Miss D. She is the general manager and co-founder. She has 30+ years of experience doing accounting for businesses such as construction, restaurants, and nonprofits. Then we have William Fravel. He is our head chef. He has experience working in a bunch of kitchens as well, including being a research chef for the Cheesecake Factory. We also have a legal advisor, Alicia Liera Rodriguez, and a nonprofit consultant, Chris Richardson. I keep getting that switched. And lastly, we have Samantha Silvera. She is our our customer service trainer. She has 12 years of serving experience for the same restaurant. She is the one that will teach our staff what true customer service means. When it comes time for my mom to retire, she will sell her shares to me. When it comes time for me to retire, I will look at other selling options. When we win the $5,500 today, which I know we will use that money to incorporate our business, look at kitchen rentals like the Goodland Kitchen, and use the rest to purchase food for creating recipes and menus. Finally, we would like to leave you with feedback that we got on a taste test of our chili that we had done, which will be one of our featured items on our menu. Thank you for your time in listening to our presentation about Shayna's Gift and Breakfast 274.
Have you guys considered just taking one of your better products and trying to mass produce that and maybe get a few storefronts to sell it on your behalf?
Actually, one of the lower ideas that we've had was starting up a food truck that would feature some of our more hot items for a little bit less cost. Yes, we have considered that.
Got it.
Mm-hmm. Good, yeah.
Which you guys have that in the financials. It's on the back page.
Okay.
You didn't give them the financials?
No,
okay.
we don't have that here. So, because that was one of the things that confused me too, because you said you're in Anaheim, but you're going to
Yes.
look at the Goodland Kitchen?
Well, for now, because we're still in school.
Oh, okay. All
So,
right, so
for
did
now,
you have,
just
yeah,
to kind of,
you had
kill
locations
two birds with
identified?
one stone, finish school
Okay.
and start getting our recipes together.
Okay. And how complex is it, I mean, for the ingredients that you do, to make 274 different combinations, is that what?
Pretty
did you
much,
say?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the sourcing on that is still realistic for what you think you can?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Our legal consultant also came from the Central California. And so she has some knowledge of farms and stuff like that. So we would be able to work out contracts much easier because she's used to that.
Okay.
What's the accessibility in Anaheim to locally sourced ingredients, or how's that distribution
Actually,
channel
pretty
look?
accessible. We were driving through there just this last weekend, and we saw a farm, a section of a farm, still in Anaheim, directly in Anaheim. So,
Who knew?
Plus, there's a bunch of farmers market around the area.
yeah.
Okay, thanks.
So, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thanks, guys.
Hi, judges. My name's Thomas.
And now please welcome to the stage
Here's some samples.
Meraki Surf and Thomas Langard.
Prototype and our second prototype. Hi, judges. My name's Thomas, and today I'm presenting Meraki Surf, underwear with fit, form, and function. So the problem is, in the men's underwear market, guys are being asked to choose between two equally unappealing options. One, there's overpriced brands that are overmarketed and don't live up to their quality. And two, there's low-quality brands that are boring and uncomfortable. So, our solution, Meraki Surf. We are a comfortable men's underwear company with unique surf designs sold at an affordable price. So what we did is I contacted 6 manufacturers in China and got 6 prototypes. And then from there, I narrowed the best manufacturer based off quality, price, and customer service. And what we also did is we took this product and gave it to our target market. They loved the designs, loved the stitching, and loved the fit, but wanted a softer material. So what we did for our second prototype is we got a material called Model that is 3 times softer than cotton. Some other features that we have are a tagless and a high-quality waistband, measurements to fit the flow of your body, flat lock stitching for durability, and soft fabric in the stitching for comfort. We price our products at $18, while competitors charge between $24 to $40 per pair, and all our designs are inspired by the surf culture and the California lifestyle. So our competition, we have 4 main competitors, and Meraki Surf is the only one to fill the needs of customers for comfort, price, and designs. So for legal, we need to trademark the business name, form an LLC, and copyright the designs. And our target market are males between the ages of 21 to 28 with an income of 20 to 50K who are millennials that live near the beach or live the surf lifestyle. And some psychographics are they care about the environment and enjoy life instead of being rushed. So market potential and validation. While we're talking to our target market, we also captured 43 emails who want to be notified when we launch, and I have 8 pre-orders. And this image below is a screenshot from Google Trends from our top 3 main competitors. So as you can see, from 2012 to 2016, the search results have grown significantly. So a little bit about the men's underwear industry. In the US, it's a $3.3 billion market, and it's an $11 billion market worldwide. And over the next 5 years, it's estimated to have a 5.8 annual growth. We'll be selling business consumer online using the e-commerce platform Shopify. And a little bit more about our business plan. We want to cut the retail markup and avoid expensive storefronts selling online. Eliminate expensive marketing and advertising agencies that big brands use. And then cut out the middlemen when it comes to sourcing our materials and manufacturing our product. This way we can bring comfort, design, and price to our customers. So our marketing strategy is all about getting customers and traffic to our website. We broke it into 3 phases. Phase 1 consists of social media, specifically Facebook and Instagram, where I have 3,200 followers and growing every day. To get the followers from social media to our website, we'll be posting content about our product and featuring all the benefits. And we'll also be active on Surf's forums to spread the word about my product and get brand awareness. Phase 2 consists of paid advertisements, specifically Facebook and Instagram ads, email marketing to run sales promotions, and create a community around our product, and influencer marketing. So I've been surfing for about 10 years, and I have connections to pro surfers who are willing to promote the product on social media. Phase 3 consists of scaling Facebook and Instagram ads, building lookalike and custom audiences to grow that, implementing retargeting, content marketing to build a brand, and scaling influencer marketing. So these are our financials, but look at the key numbers. So our cost per unit is $5, our wholesale price is $9, and our retail price is $18. Even though I said we're doing business to consumer, I still factored in if we decide to go business to business in the future. This leaves, for business to business, it's a 44% gross margin for us and a 50% gross margin for the store owners. And when we sell business to consumer through our online store, we'll have a 72% gross margin. So our goal for our first year is to sell 1,500 units at $18, totaling at $27,000 in revenue, with $27,620 expenses. That leaves with a net profit of negative 2% or negative $620, and we'll break even in month 13. So source of funding. I've invested about $5,000, and I've got friends and family to invest $10,000. And with the winnings from the New Venture Challenge, we'll hit our goal of $20,000 to launch this business. The funds will be used to purchase our first bulk order from manufacturers, sizes from small to extra large in 3 designs, marketing and branding, and monthly services to run the online store. That totals up to $14,500. So our exit strategy, we chose Hanes because they have a history of acquiring smaller underwear brands, so they seem like the best fit. And our team, I'm the founder and CEO. I'll be running the daily operations. Our mentor is Sean Thomas. Sean Thomas sold Uniguess for $20 million. If you guys know about Uniguess, it's a company that puts computers in hotel lobbies. So he'll be helping with marketing and sales and guiding tricky decisions. And our trademark attorney is Pankaj Raval. So why invest? Well, one, I have a great product. I've been working this for 6 months, testing fabrics, testing fit, testing materials, testing designs, and I'm confident that's a great, really comfortable underwear. Secondly, I have the right connections to scale. Like I said, I've been surfing for 10 years, and I have connections to pro surfers who are willing to promote the product on social media. And lastly, we're ready for market. All we need is the funding to purchase the first bulk order from manufacturers. So judges, Dollar Shave Club did it for razors, Casper did it for mattresses, and I'm doing it for underwear. Thank you.
Very nice. Okay, D2C, I think that, yes, obviously you have to be strong in online commerce today, but I think that your product is unique, and you probably would have some good luck trying some local merchants at smaller, stores. I would actually try it in a couple of local Santa Barbara stores and see what you
That's why
get.
we left the B2B open, so just in case, if it comes to it.
Yeah. You're familiar with Tommy John?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to name it Tommy's Underwear, but then I forgot about Tommy John because my name's Thomas, so but that's why I changed it.
Okay. Which just they have good case story to look at. So would encourage you to do that.
Okay.
Nice presentation.
Thank you.
I just curious. I didn't see anything on there about selling on Amazon. Have you considered that, or?
Yeah, so that's more down the road. We want to establish a presence on Shopify first, because that gets confusing with the inventory and all that. So once we have a larger warehouse to store it, then we can do that.
Okay, great. Just wondering your thoughts there. Thanks.
How many manufacturers did you reach out to originally?
So I reached out to like 40, narrowed that down to 6 who I actually got prototypes from. And then out of those 6, I chose 1 based off quality, price, and customer service from them.
Great. And the name Marakai, where did that come from?
So Marakai means to put something into whatever you're doing with creativity and love. So that's what I'm doing with the underwear, and the surf comes from the designs.
Got it. Thanks.
Yeah.
All right, next up, we have INA Property Management with Nancy Preciado.
Hi, my name is Nancy Preciado, and I'm the founder of INA Property Management and Pet Daycare. 65% of all United States households at least has one pet. Here, in our beautiful Santa Barbara County, we have 80% of our community, they are pet lovers. These are members of our community, and they already have a problem. Because this map shows Santa Barbara, and this is probably like a 200 apartments buildings that only 75% of them, they have a sign that said no pets allowed. Why is that? Because some of the property management company does not encourage the owners to allow pets. And perhaps it's more work to do to manage the properties. INA Property Management and Pet Daycares believes that all business, in one way or another, we have the responsibility to help our community. And we found a solution how to help our pet lover community. This is my market. 80% of our pet lovers probably they are right now occupy these 75% of the apartment building that they do not allow pets because they do not have choice. So right now, today, I'm targeting those residents. Also, the Hispanic community, they are growing very fast. From the total population, we have right now 49.3% of them that they are bilinguals. And our company provides bilingual service. One of our solutions is to install, instead to carpet, we will install vinyl and with waterproof floor. And outside our residents will we find stations like that one that they can grab plastic bags for the poop of their dogs. And of course, we will require a vaccine, the annual one, and a free flea certificate every 6 months. We find another solution for our owners, how we want to protect their assets. And also, at the same time, we will help our residents to take care, by taking care of their pets. Our company is like being in one roof, we have two services. One, we help our residents to find a rent place where they can allow to have pets, and another, we have our pet daycare service where they service only for our residents. These are my competitors for the pet daycare local competitors. By the way, I'm not competing with them. They are very fancy. They have a jacuzzi, swimming pool, hot tub. Actually, one of them, they have a gallery for pets. My residents, what they are looking for is something where they can afford because they are middle class. So, and we provide a full service the entire year because we understand that you can have an emergency, you can have a vacation, you do the holidays. So we want to provide only for our residents this pet daycare service where they can drop their pets. I have another competitors, another apartment buildings that they actually allow pets. Some of them only allow cats, and others allow dogs and cats. And let me tell you, believe it or not, some of them does not allow birds. So I decided that our will allow dogs, cats, and birds. But I want to point something else here. We have a bilingual service, and we are the only one. And also, we have annual fundraisers for our local pet shelter, and this is our way to help our community as well. The marketing distribution. We delivered our management service to the owners that by providing them financial statements like a balance sheet, income expenses, registered expenses, will help them with their budgets. And also we work close with the CPAs and tax seasons. We marketing potential prospect by using advertise like our websites, Craigslist, to mention some of them. And also, we are members of Santa Barbara Rental Property Association. That this association has 19 units registered, 900 members that right now they resources for rental properties. Our financial projections. Our pet daycare, at the first 7 months, we will have our break-even point with $225. And our property management, our even break-even point will be in the second year. And I want to point out that in the third year, we will have around $100,000 as a net income. My team. I'm very proud to say that Michelle Robbins is a real estate broker for Inner Property Management, and she is licensed to practice law in three states. Becky Cohn, she has 42 years of commercial and residence property management experience. And myself, I'm the founder of this company. I have been working 16 years as a bookkeeper and property management. And this is how I found out that our community needs help. Because many times I receive these phone calls that because the people want to speak Spanish because they feel more comfortable or because they do not speak English at all. So I was receiving all these phone calls. They transferred those phone calls to my office. And many times I hear the same questions. Do you have a bilingual service? Do you allow pets? And unfortunately, I have to say no. So that's why I want to help this community. How we will use the money. So right now, I have my desk that I need better furniture and also a software for to manage these properties. Also, I need to pay my policies, my premium for the insurance. And of course, I wanted a better place, a better yard with a better equipment for our dearly pets. So, if you rent with Inner Property Management, I promise that we will take care of your furry family. Thank you very much, and muchas gracias.
Very good. I'm a little bit confused, though. The question is, does the individual consumer purchase your service, or do you offer it to existing properties and say, we'll help you manage it for your new tenants who are coming in?
I provide this pet service only for our residents, those ones that are looking to rent a rent apartment in our company. Only for those, I provide those services.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, because my other area of confusion was one of your opening slides. I said you talked about installing different flooring and things like that. So is that just something that you're suggesting to the property owners that they do?
Yes,
Okay.
and that's why at the beginning I said that some of the property management, they do not encourage the owner to allow pets because it's more work to do for them probably. However, as soon as I talk with the owners, then we can replace the carpet by a vinyl floor. And actually with the pet deposit, like in 2 years or 2 years and a half, they will cover the difference. And the vinyl floor has a lifetime time like 20 years. So this is worth it.
Okay, got it.
So do you have, buildings that you're working with or plan to work with? Or
Yes, for plan to work, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes,
Thank you.
I'm working on it.
Okay.
Okay, got
Thank
it.
you.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, now next up, we have the pre-game bar with Catherine Winters.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Kate Winters. How's everyone doing tonight? Ow! Yeah! It's Friday night. Who's going out? Let's see some hands. Hey, they're going out. Well, tonight I hope to see you guys at the pregame bar. You get in, you get out, and you get on with your night. Now, naming my business, my friends, and my peers totally got the name, right? Go for it, makes sense, pregame, drinking before. Talking to my teachers and my mentors, not so much. They didn't quite understand why I had the name, or game in my name when it has nothing to do with sports. To catch you guys up, pregame just means to drink beforehand. It could be a concert, it could be another party, it could be a nightclub. So what is the problem we're solving today? It is so expensive to drink downtown Santa Barbara. You're looking at a simple mixed drink costing you around $11. I know that doesn't fit into my budget. I don't think it fits into anyone else's budget. So the pregame offers a simple and minimalistic approach. It's a 1,000 to 1,500 square foot modern build out. Now, how do we save costs? Because of our size, our rent is not as high, and we're not going to be offering any food, so we're not going to have to worry about inventory, meal prep, payroll for waitresses or waiters, and we're also not going to be housing anything, so our inventory is going to be empty, so that means we can buy in bulk, which drives prices down even more. So how does this work? Step one, you pick your liquor. We have vodka, whiskey, cognac, anything you want. We've got you. Step two, it is free with the purchase of step one. You can mix and match whatever drinks you want. Jack and Coke is a classic, so is vodka and cranberry. You can also mix lemonade and whiskey. I personally wouldn't recommend it, but you have full autonomy to do whatever you want with the menu. If you're not into hard alcohol, that's totally fine. We're going to be looking into offering one light beer, one dark beer, one Pinot Noir, and one Chardonnay. We're also looking at microbreweries and local wineries to source our alcohol. So, can you guys guess who the target market is? It's you guys! Yes, you guys are so smart. Yes, the millennials, the college students, the young working professionals that want to have fun but are unfortunately broke. Ages 21, you guys are highly sociable. You guys like going out, meeting new friends, meeting up with your friends at the end of the week. You guys love it. Love going out. Our potential market is the 20,000 students of age students that attend UCSB and Santa Barbara City College. On a macro scale, we're going to look into building a franchise prototype and going into San Luis Obispo, Chico, California. So our Facebook page is going to have our hours, our pictures, our contact information, anything informational, it's going to be on our Facebook page. Instagram, we're going to have a promotion where we post a picture, and people that are following our Instagram can go into the bar and get a discount once they show that picture to the waiter or the bartender. Squarespace, we already have the URL under our name. The website is ready to go, and it will be launched once we get appropriate funding. We're going to contact local news stations so they can do a story on our unique product offer, and we get a bit of free advertising as well. And then in 2018, we hope to be on the Santa Barbara Access Card. So as you can see, we are the leader in check marks. But also in inexpensive drinks, low wait times, no cover charge, a unique downtown location, and an intimate setting for you and all of your friends. So who's the team? We have Dr. J. She's going to be our legal advice, hiring, firing employees, obtaining our liquor license. Anything legal, she is going to be our go-to lady. On the other end of the spectrum, we have our marketing guru, Miss Valerie Ellis. She's going to help us with all promotions, product, place, price, promotion, perfect, marketing, mix, she's got us. And then there's me, Kate Winters. I am the owner and the founder. I am a poli-sci and business double major, and I have 2 years of experience in the industry. Now the fun part, the financials. I know these are a lot of big numbers, but it's okay. Together, we will get through it. So our immediate startup costs are around $300,000. $200,000 of that is going to go straight for the liquor license. Our fixed cost, which includes payroll, inventory, rent, my personal paycheck, is going to be around $25,000. And our expected revenue at the end of the first year is going to be $260,000. In order to break even, we are going to have 3,200 units, averaging about $7, which breaks down to 160 units a day, or 14 drinks per hour. And if you really want to break it down, that's just 7 people having 2 drinks. We're also going to be completely debt-free in month 19, and our margins range anywhere from 80 to 60% depending on the type of alcohol. So our use of funds is going to go towards obtaining a liquor license, marketing, and leasing spacing costs. But more than what this money can do monetarily, it's going to help legitimize this business. And when I do bring this business to venture capitalists, they will see that this is a viable place to put their money, and they're going to want to invest. This isn't just an idea. I have every intention of making this my business, so I'm going to put $60,000 of my personal funds into this business. And after an estimated family and friends round of investing, we're going to have $50,000 more dollars. And so that brings us to a grand total of $187,000 in order to start this unique and amazing business. Thank you so much.
I think you can sell 3,200 units in the room. So
That's great. That's perfect.
Yeah.
We can start now.
Okay. Anyway, so the idea is that you find small spaces in college-based towns, and that it's only open how many hours a day? Is, I don't know what pregame, constitutes anymore.
Okay.
But
We used to call it happy hour.
well, yeah, but I think their pregame goes just a little longer than ours used to. Yeah.
So we would be open up till 2 a.m., which is basically what every other bar does. Pre-game just means that we're the designated starting spot for the night, right? It doesn't mean that we're going to have any special hours or we're going to.
I'm just trying to do the math. So you're figuring like opening like at 5 or 6 in the afternoon or earlier or what?
We're going to do 2 to 2.
2 to 2?
Yeah,
Okay.
Wednesday through Saturday, and I believe our Sunday hours are from 4 to 10.
Okay.
So this is a pretty bar scene, and I'm graduated a long time ago out of Lower State, I'm proud to say. But, I mean, don't they have drink specials and there's happy hour? I mean, how do you differentiate and compete against the large amount of bars down there?
Well, happy hour is around the same time as dinner time, like 4 to 6 or whatever, stuff like that. So people can walk in at 11. People can walk in at 12 or 1 a.m. They can still get those great discounted rates. That's what we're offering.
Okay, so the drinks like in that area really cost that much more. I don't know. I don't even know the names of them all right now, but are they that much more?
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
Have you considered the pregame being less about you having your own fixed presence and about bringing the pregame scene to existing businesses? So that you, because clearly you're going to appeal to a particular constituency. Tonight the pregame is at blank. Tomorrow it's at, someplace else.
So
You're almost more of a service than an actual location.
So we would go into restaurants and
Yeah,
things like that.
and I phrase it as a question, not as a comment. So.
Oh, I personally haven't thought of that yet, but I think that's a really great idea. And if our business gets to that point, I would be completely open with doing that.
Good.
Yeah. Thank you so much, guys.
Using somebody else to get the
Yeah. Avoid the $200,000 license and the dynamo.
Next up, we have
get a
Full
bunch of
Circle
people.
Photography
Yeah.
and
Good idea.
Amanda Macho.
Nice to meet you. Good luck.
My name is Amanda Macho. I'm here to present Full Circle Photography. I've been a photographer for 8 years now. And Full Circle Photography is an adventure photography service which finally frees young families who want to capture the beauty of their experiences and candidly create beautiful works of art and guide them through the exclusive beauty that Santa Barbara has to offer, much better than using a selfie stick or other photography services. As these are all my own photos, I hope you enjoy the view. So the problem right now is when people want to travel, they either have to haul around equipment to take their photos, or someone is missing from the group and you get the typical turn, smile, look at me, or you miss the beauty of the area that you're in. If you look at this photo, you'd have no idea where I am. I'm actually here. When you're in a place this beautiful, you deserve a photo like this. So the solution that we're going to bring is bringing people to live actively and experience each other. I want to get people away from the technology, away from the TV, the computer, the video games, go outside, explore, wherever that may be for you. Unfortunately, that includes having a camera. So the solution is to bring me along, and I'll take all the photos for you. So the people that we want to attract are the physical, loving, outgoing people. They're around the ages of 30 to 45 and make an average income of about $75,000, as this is more of a luxury service. I'll be focusing on the Santa Barbara County area. After talking to almost 100 people in my target market, I have found that 93% of people feel that they have missed an opportunity to either take a beautiful picture because they were focusing on living in the moment with their loved ones, or they missed out on having that experience because they're trying to figure out how to work their camera. 85% of those people don't prefer taking selfies, whether that be with a selfie stick or being limited to the reach of their arm. 98% of people said $75 to $100 is fair, and that's without having seen my portfolio. Photography is a growing industry. It's estimated to reach almost $111 billion, which is a $30 billion growth since 2016. 70% of all of the revenues come from portraits, and that's including revenues from high-end commercial photography. During the summer, we're going to reach those tourists as tourism has grown by 5.5%. And an estimated quarter of their budget is spent for recreation and entertainment. This is the watermark that we use to protect our copyright for our photos. And looking at my competition, there is no direct competition for this type of photography. ICU Santa Barbara is the closest, but they teach you how to use your camera to take pictures while you're going on adventures. They don't actually take pictures of you with your loved ones. The next best thing would be to hire a normal photographer, which they just want to take you to a quick 1-2 hour session. They don't want to show you how beautiful Santa Barbara is and take you back on those hikes like we're going to. We're also the least expensive and guarantee a 24-hour return on your photos, and we guarantee your satisfaction. If you're not happy with the photo, you tell us why and we'll fix it. Right now, it's just me. I have 8 years of experience with photography and editing. As needed, I plan to hire contracted photographers from the SBCC photography program. This is our marketing. We have Facebook and Instagram. In addition to that, right now we're working with our family and friend circle and word of mouth. For our walk phase, we're going to build and grow our website, and we're going to make business connections on downtown State Street. We're going to make connections with those hotels, resorts, travel agencies, and tour locations. We're going to also build our connections with other photographers by going to expos and conventions. For our run phase, we're really going to hit hard on the media and try and get into the independent and other sources of media in the area. I'm going to take my business to all new heights by offering drone photography and be in the Santa Barbara Access Card in 2018. We also want to build a franchise model, which is going to lead to my exit strategy. As of right now, I've been personally financing this. I've put in about $15,000. Our cost of goods is about $5 per shoot, which gives us about a 95% margin. We'll break even in month 2, and that's with insurance being paid up front and licenses. Our net profit after everything will be $22,698, and that's with 450 hours booked. For the use of funds, I plan to get 2 more lenses, which will cut down on the time it takes to edit. I'll put towards my marketing, pay that insurance and licenses up front, and invest in a drone. Thank you for listening.
I'll start. Have you considered, you probably know there are venue-specific, at sporting events or at certain areas or large gatherings. Have you considered going around to one of these common, heavily traveled tourist spots and just offering to take pictures? So you're already there and you're waiting for the consumers to ride their bike up the switchback or do the hike up there, and then you take the picture and say, here's where you buy it.
I definitely have thought of that. It would be very equipment intensive, especially with having to edit the photos on point and then email to them. And if somebody hasn't already pre-thought of having that type of service, they're not quite as willing to pay for it at the moment.
Okay, good.
I think that, for me, I could see using this type of service if really more the guided adventure part of it. I think that's kind of a market that would be more easy to penetrate, because there's a lot of visitors to Santa Barbara who want to, go into the Santa Ynez Valley or go hiking or anything like that, and they don't know where to go. Right. So knowing where to go and then having somebody that is going to photograph it would seem to work. Your cost of goods, you said it's $5 a photo shoot. That's giving away your time. If you had to hire someone, what do you think you'd have to hire them for?
If I had to hire a contractor, I haven't gone through that yet. It would probably be about $50 to the contractor and $50 for me.
Okay.
And so are you going after, is it locals, tourists? Who's your kind of target?
In the tourist times, like the summer, I definitely wanted to hit the tourist market and advertise in hotels, resorts, and the travel agencies. And then in the less busy times, really rely on our locals.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next up we have Stick Plaque with James Mechanic.
This is the I'm Jim Mechanic. I'm here to talk about Stick Plaque, which is my business. I want to thank all of you for being here. I find that the whole process of clarifying one's ideas through going through this process is amazing. And I'm an artist, and I'm just amazed with the level of discourse and feedback that you get.
Thank you, Jim. Time to get started.
Okay. Was that a freebie? So this is Stick Plaque, and I've already greeted you. Stick Plaque is a frame that helps car drivers who want to message the world by providing a quick change platform for bumper stickers. Stick Plaque eliminates the scraping off old faded stickers and the loss of trade-in value and, let's face it, all-around coolness of your car that results from a bumper sticker that has gone past its due date. Stick Plaque does this by providing a well-designed, changeable, exact frame that allows a driver to change their message almost as easily as they change lanes. So the problem has to do with thoughts are fleeting, but you put them in tangible form, and you have a problem. Basically, he may have thought, or this person, that I want a car that tells the world about what I think, but the questions that come to my mind are, how do you wax it, and how's your Kelley Blue Book value looking now? So what I make is the the stick plaque. It's over there. It's kind of a twofer. It combines the need of having a license plate frame with the ability to have a frame for a bumper sticker, which is an age-old, back-in-the-day thing, if you're of my demographic, which has kind of been outdated in the modern age. Now, where I come to on this is I'm an artist. I've been making art for about 36 years. I've cast bronze, and basically I'm about making tangible objects and communication. And I think as an artist, the question that always haunts me is, can you speak to the moment? Can you speak to where we are now? And this is one attempt to do that. So this is where we are now. The product is two-part. It's designed for a Prius, which is my initial vehicle. The fit and finish of all of these things will be very high. I'm in a prototype stage now. And every car is different. So it makes sense to develop something that will work for one vehicle and then go from there. Now, one question that comes up is DMV and legality. Essentially, the frame is built back, so your license plate fits on the inside, so it's covering much less of the plate than a lot of dealer plates do. And I'm going to work with the design so that won't be a problem. There are design ways to get it out of the way. You don't want to obstruct the plate. And all the people who sell dealer plates essentially say, it's up to you, but it's dealable. So my competition is essentially one grade above Ziploc bags and suction cups. There's nothing that's automotive grade in the field. And the only other thing are magnetic signs that you see on the sides of cars. However, they're fairly expensive, and obviously you don't have the changeability. My code for auto accessories has high profit margin. Basically, there are as many cars as there are adults in the United States. So the way people drive, you could question that designation. And basically, so focusing on the Prius in California, there are about 500,000 on the road, 74,000 sold per year. And it's the perfect vehicle for a number of reasons. And in terms of my sales, I see in 3 years I could have $500,000 sales, reaching 3% of the cars in California. So my market is basically two things. Initially, Prius owners will expand to other people, and then a business-to-business component, which will essentially be to fleet owners of fleet vehicles of all sorts who want to get their message out through the product. And I'll get you more to that. So this is kind of, my demographics are fairly easy because they're a car buyer, and much is known about them. They're successful, they want to move up, and they're more concerned with sending a message to the world by the vehicle they own. They're certainly not interested in performance if this is a car they're driving. So basically, and my apologies to the Prius owners, there's sort of there's a flow-through of cartoons here that sort of have the spirit of the playful nature of what you might put on your car. So basically, this is a digital business. It consists of digital files so that the manufacturer is able to be easily modified and easily quoted. I can send files out, things are done, and fabricated. I have a network of manufacturers, and I'm looking at everything from plastic to stainless steel that would be spec for a Tesla. So you have a range, and it can all be done from one file with some slight modifications. I see social media recycling, which means that we have memes that appear on the internet, and they cycle right through. We protect our IP. I'm in the process of applying for a design patent and a function patent. Run, walk, crawl, basically 100 stick plaques as friends and family, get it out in the field, get people asking questions. Walk phase, we'd increase the number of vehicles and seek placement with a large retailer such as J.C. Whitney. And run, we'd explore other designs, including the use of an LED sign. My costs are fairly low. This includes a survival salary. I see break even in 1 year. I've told you about myself. This is my team. They're all car guys. Pat McGinnis is here. He's an Alfa Romeo enthusiast, longtime engineer. And Mike Meza is strategic sourcing. Jose Luis Mejia is a auto body shop owner. Both Mike and Jose have the Latino market in mind, which you just have to be thinking about if it's California. Use of funds, basically buy a CNC 3D printing machine and handle some of my startup costs in terms of business license, website. The rationale is this has a low startup product, it's digital, it's scalable. I'm making a physical object that I can deliver and modify and be selling in 4 months or less. Thank you very much.
Okay, so I'm somewhat confused of why the starting place for the marketing has to be a specific brand of car. If you're doing 3D printing, can't you just like make that to fit anything?
Not necessarily. One, we can focus our marketing on one vehicle, and then other people would want it. I mean, you can't quite do a just-in-time for everything that's done, and some of it would be, I'd be also ordering in batches, for instance. I have a CNC aluminum I want to do, and in that case, that's a matter of 100 or more. So at the level of starting up, it just makes sense, and this is the most sold car in California. Certainly in the walk or the run phase, there would be designs to fit other vehicles.
Okay.
Does this mount on the existing plate drill holes on the bumper?
Yep.
Okay.
Right into the same holes that hold your license plate frame.
So the offset is behind the bumper? Will the plate now be behind the bumper?
The plate stays exactly where it is. Okay. Doesn't move.
Oh, and the sticker is off of the bumper, protruding from the bumper. Got it.
Just like that.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, so you have your 2 screws that put it in, it sits back there, and you go from there.
Any concern when you bumper tap your way out of a parking spot? What's going to happen to that?
All of this, with the Prius, it's all behind any bumper.
Okay.
That's the other thing, is the real estate really varies from car to car.
Got it.
There's some cars that will never fit on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there, what's the market for bumper stickers and car decorations? Because you kind of went through car accessories,
Automotive
but that seems
accessories.
a lot different. Yeah, I mean,
Right.
is it a big market or what?
It is a big market, yeah. I don't have a number in hand, but I think also this could revive a market, and it could also be sold at some of those bumper sticker stores, stuff like that.
Great. Thank you
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jan. And next up, we have Casa de Comer and Sylvia Franco.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for this great opportunity. I would like to share a quality salsa with an amazing story with y'all. Smoking Good Salsa is an authentic salsa that delights discriminating foodies with an innovative, handcrafted flavor, sensation that elevates otherwise boring food without adding sugars or preservatives that last for more than 21 days, freshness guaranteed. Much better than Mesa Salsa, Santa Barbara Salsa, and Trader Joe's brand. The problem, there's a demand for flavor without having to give up healthy eating. People are faced daily with decision to eat and how to make their food. So many spices, pre-made salsas, and sauces are made high in sugar, fat, sodium, preservatives, rendering an unhealthy choice. A lot of salsas and sauces don't taste very good. Too watery and processed. A common complaint about fresh salsa is that it goes bad in a few days. Smoking Good Salsa is the solution. Brought to you by Casa de Comer. This magical salsa was created out of love and desire. It is a fusion of two cultures, the Mexican and the American culture. It's Mama Lidia's family recipe, my mom, that Sean, my husband, learned to make when helping her in the kitchen. He then fused the recipe with America's favorite pastime of grilling. Smoking good salsa is an authentic quality salsa that harmonizes an unexpected smoky taste with traditions of Mexico. Our salsa evokes emotion. Most people, while tasting, are reminded of something, and they want to talk about the flavors. One of my favorite quotes about our salsa is from Gina Ariema from Salty Girl. She says, "We love, love, love the salsa. That smokiness that feels like something familiar is so good." Smoking good salsa only takes one bite, and it sells itself. We are really trying to keep up with the demand. Our target market. We have talked to over 100 people. 72% have tried our salsa, and 61% love and purchased our product. Our niche are millennials and Generation X. They are specialty food shoppers. They like to shop at farmers market, which makes them feel a part of something natural and wholesome. The industry and trends. Our salsa falls under specialty food and health industry, an industry that is skyrocketing. Specialty food sales had revenue of $127 billion in 2016 US, a 50% growth from 2014. American tastes are changing, and their taste profile emphasizes more flavor and spicier cuisine. The specialty food shopper are looking for authenticity, purity, and new experience. Smoking good salsa is all of that. Our real value proposition is just try it. Our market strategy, going to market. Social media is very important to us. We will sell online, direct to customer, and retail. We will take a guerrilla marketing approach. This summer, we will be donating and promoting our salsa at the Aloha Santa Barbara event at Ealing's Park. We will be at the Oxnard Salsa Festival competing for Best Salsa in July. We will try tailgating, salsa parties, and of course fundraisers, and we'll get very creative. We will partner with influencers. We will have food critics write about it in Edible Santa Barbara and of course the Independent. This is what Charlie Frederick, chef at City College, had to say about our salsa. The salsa has beautiful color, the flavors are complementary and balanced, and there is nothing like it out there. I am excited to share that I've had a 100% success rate bringing the salsa to Sprouts. I brought it to the store manager there. He took it to their corporate meeting, and when I came back, they told me it was a hit, that they want to carry our salsa. And the same thing has happened with Gladys & Sons and Tri-County. So who's going to do this? Our team is Sean Comer. He is the creator and the one who put the passion behind our salsa. He will operate and manage production. He has been in the food industry for over 15 years. He's owned and operated street-level cafe. I am the inspiration for our salsa. I will continue to do sales. I have 14 years of customer relations experience with SkyWest Airlines and Nordstrom's. And Susanna Franco will do marketing and PR. She has years of experience promoting products and is currently with Chick XS. And our expert board of advisors are Trig Duryea, and he'll help us with production, distribution, and funding. Mark DePaco, who will give us some legal advice and funding, and Stacy Kevin, a former employee of Whole Foods, who is helping with strategy and branding. Competitive analysis. As you can see, the strengths coming into market is that it's an innovative flavor. The shelf life outlasts all other fresh salsas. It's brilliant marketing and storytelling. The opportunity is that we are healthy and authentic salsa, intentioned for wide use, not just the chip. Crafted food like our salsa is trending like coffee and beer. Our timing couldn't be better. Here's our projections, and I'll break that down for you. Our COGS right now are about a little over $1 with $1.09, and we sell direct to customer with $6. That gives us a markup of 450%. When we go to wholesale, we'll sell $3, which is, I'll correct that, 175% markup for Casa de Comer, and suggested retail is $5.99, which gives them 100% markup. Our numbers are very conservative in keeping the COGS the same, knowing that we'll include labor and we'll have a better price for purchasing in bulk for labels and containers, and also buying direct, the produce direct. We're projecting that we will sell 1,900 units, and the revenue for the first year is $60,000, which will break even in month 12. The use of funds. $1,400 from revenue so far has been gone back into startup costs, product, and promotion. $2,000 is being used for business and health licenses and insurance. And if I'm blessed to win today, I will use that money to go to a commercial kitchen and use it for our branding. We are looking to raise $15,000 for the first year of operations. Within the 36 months, we will build our business, build valuation, we'll find a lead investor, and get our own production facility and produce and sell. So why invest in Casa de Comer? It has all the key ingredients for a successful salsa. Thank you.
Are you in stores now?
We are not in stores. We're not in a commercial kitchen yet.
Okay. But with the Sprouts deal, it looks like it might be happening soon, or?
The Sprouts deal, they gave me a list of their requirements of what to get in, which is UPC and obviously all the health requirements and licensing and everything. So we're in the process of getting our licenses, but we need the funding to get into a kitchen.
Got it.
So that we can start selling it.
It's absolutely delicious, by the way. And will this stay here after your
Yes.
I'm curious to know what you put in there, what you do with it to extend the shelf life.
It's the process of the way it's grilled, and so there's, it's kind of part of the trade secret. It's
Good
a
answer.
secret
Okay.
recipe.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's still all natural, and
Everything's
you're not
all
adding,
natural, no preservatives. Yeah.
Okay, and so you said you're looking at getting into a commercial kitchen
Yes.
locally. Have you talked to any co-packers if you were to get bigger or anything like that? Do you know whether these costs can be maintained in mass production?
Yes, I have. We've owned a previous business, and so we have gone to different suppliers, so we know what it would cost to go into buying bulk, and it would bring down about 40% of the cost. But then I included labor, so it would kind of still be about $1 to produce cost of goods.
Okay,
Yeah.
I agree, it's good.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And last but definitely not least, we have Piper Swimwear and Piper Love Green.
Hi, my name is Piper Lovegreen, and today I will be sharing with you my business, Piper Swimwear. So first, I'd like to share with you how I came across this problem. I went shopping with my mom for my senior trip to Mexico. I thought we live in the beautiful town of Santa Barbara. There should be tons of great swimsuits. Sadly, I was completely wrong. The swimsuits had thick seams that caused rashes and irritation and pinched into your skin. It created the undesirable muffin top. Then other suits had 1,000 different straps. You couldn't even figure out where to put your head through or your arms through. And once you figured that out, wore it to the beach, the tan lines were horrible. Then the suits that were reversible, they didn't reverse to complementary colors, so it'd be plaid to polka dots and floral prints to stripes, which in my opinion does not go together. And then the suits that were reversible that looked good, they were over $100 per piece, which for my target market is unaffordable. So I was very disappointed that day. I found out I wasn't the only one with this problem. I've worked at Channel Island Surfboards for the past 3 years, and I've constantly heard women complain about the exact same thing. So therefore, I decided to start Piper Swimwear. Comfortable, affordable, reversible swimwear. Reversible means that they're seamless, so you can reverse them from the tie-dye to the royal blue, or from a stripe to a navy. These are our beautiful SBCC swim team models. Woo! This is our collection one, which is currently on sale right now. We like to keep the designs simple so that you can wear them for multiple bikini seasons. And we are currently actually pivoting our idea from this collection to more athletic designs, as you can see on the right side of the screen. So our target market is women ages 13 to 27. They live near a beach, a pool, a lake. They are very athletic, adventurous. They love the outdoors. They're very fashion conscious, and they're very active on social media. Our industry trends. The global swimwear market has been growing since 2010, which is why we decided to pivot our designs to more athletic swimwear. In 2016, the global annual swimwear industry revenue was $13.25 billion, and $8 billion of that was for two-piece swimsuits. So currently our business model is business to consumer. Our primary source of revenue is through our website, piperswimwear.com. We also generate revenue through trunk shows where we use Square technology on my phone to process purchases. So marketing and sales. We use Facebook, Pinterest, and Twitter, and we have over 5,000 followers on Instagram. We send swimsuits to Instagram fashion bloggers to promote the brand and also gain photos for our own social media content. We also like to team up with other local businesses. We teamed up with the Young and Brave, which is a nonprofit for young kids who are diagnosed with cancer. And for the 2 weeks leading up to Valentine's Day, we donated a percentage of our profit to this amazing foundation. We also were in the Deep Surf Magazine swimsuit edition. And to this date, we've had 112 sales of 188 pieces in 13 states. So we like to do business with the environment in mind. We manufacture and produce all within 110 miles of my home, which I like to call my entrepreneurial office. So once we go through the development stage, we then go through grading and cutting. And grading is basically the samples are a size small. You decide what's an extra small, medium, large. Then you have to lay it all out on your fabric and decide how to cut out from the fabric all the different pieces. And we try to optimize this stage by making it a complete puzzle and optimizing it by creating as little waste of fabric as possible. We then pick up the produced swimsuits at the factory down in Los Angeles. I take them home, and once an order comes in, the swimsuits go into a post-consumer recycled content tissue paper, as you can see, then into a 100% cotton biodegradable swimsuit bag, which was actually hand-printed by another local entrepreneur because we also like to support other local startups. Then it is shipped in FedEx 3D Express because our customers love to get their swimsuits as fast as possible. So we blow our competition out of the water by being the only swimwear with athletic, fashionable, reversible, reversing to a complementary color, and made in the USA. So our financial analysis for Collection 2 would give us a revenue of $29,156 with fixed costs at $844, and currently our cost of goods sold per top and per bottom is $32 a piece, and for the one piece is $40 a piece. But don't let that number scare you because we're currently making $100 per piece, and once we hit the LA minimums, which is $250 a piece, it'll drop drastically to $7 to $12. So then our break-even point would be at 8 months. So here is our amazing Piper Swimwear team. We have Dr. Judith Schelling, who is our attorney advisor, then Mo Lovegreen, who is our business sustainability advisor, Elvina Segui, who is our certified public accountant, Zenda Ortiz, who's the sales manager at EBI Fabric. She constantly keeps me updated on fabric trends and designs. Then Mo and her husband Scott and their amazing kids who are all at swimwear experts who do everything from the development to the production of swimsuits. They have a lot of experience. They've also worked with huge brands like Boys and Arrows and Frankie's Bikinis. And then I am the CEO, founder, and designer. And so funds needed to produce package and market the second collection will take $25,000, and when I win first place today, it'll go towards the development of collection 2, which is basically bringing my designs to life. Thank you.
There are many subjects which I have no subject matter expertise on. And this would be up there too. So you're cutting these domestically?
Yeah.
And you have it at $32 per cut?
And that's at the factory
That's
down in Los
including
Angeles.
material as well?
Yes.
And you said that's going to drop to what after you
To around $7 to $12 a piece.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a pretty big difference.
Yeah, big drop.
They're not as welcoming when you don't hit the minimums, but as soon as you hit them, it's much cheaper.
And I think that you are sourcing them domestically will be something that you can add to the general overall appeal of the
Yes,
product.
definitely.
Just, I mean, are you concerned with quality and?
Oh yeah,
would
so
that
I've
drop
actually
in
had
price and-
amazing reviews
Okay.
about dropping.
Once you scale up, I mean, have you looked at, I don't know, just are you concerned with quality at all in terms of maintaining what you're at now? Just because you're doing such a small, anyway, I'll let you answer the question.
So we have actually amazing quality, and we've had a ton of return customers, and all of them have had the feedback that these swimsuits are actually lasting longer than the ones that they've been paying $150 for.
Good.
Does that answer
When
your
did
question?
you produce your first suit?
When did I produce?
Yeah, I mean, how long do we have to look back on in terms of, you said they've kept them, so has it been a year or two or?
A year and a half, yeah.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Okay. And what's your eventual goal here? What do you think you're going to
To get
do?
into stores. So I'm B2C right now, but my goal is to get into other retail shops and bikini stores, so I'd be doing B2B and B2C.
Okay, great. Now that you've made us all feel like we haven't. Oh, man. Okay, it's very nice, Piper.
Thank you.
Thank
So the moment we have been waiting for. The judges have decided who the winners are, and in traditional fashion, they're going to announce from third place, second, and then first. So now I'm going to hand it over to the judges, starting with third place.
Well, thank you. Well, before we announce the winners, we want to thank everybody. We know a lot of time went into those presentations, and we really appreciate all the thorough thought and work you put into that. So everyone wins.
Do you want a drum roll?
Sure, let's do a drum roll. All right. And the third place winner is Piper Swimwear. Congratulations. You know, quick feedback. We were just impressed with, obviously you're solving a problem that you've identified and there's a need out there. You did a great job with your financials, that you've, you know, produced product, sold it, shipped it, is phenomenal. So we just felt like you're onto something great and we wish you a lot of success. Thank you.
Okay, and Kathy mentioned, you know, she's getting ready to go on vacation next week and needing to find a swimsuit, and she was like not so motivated. Like when she saw all the great girls up here, it was like, oh no.
No, bikinis and me parted company years ago. Okay. So,
And
second.
moving on to second place.
Okay, and our second place winner, Casa Tacoma. Okay. So I do want to say that this award was not given to you simply because you fed us, but what you fed us was delicious. And you know, recognizing the fact that that salsa is one of the fastest growing specialty categories, that it is something that sort of almost universally we have complaints about, is that it either is tasteless or too hot or whatever. And you know, we just thought that you really did achieve a very unique taste. We love the fact that it's locally produced and that it's all good stuff and doesn't have extenders in it and lots of sugar to keep it in. So you know, food and nutrition is also one of the fastest growing categories in the market. So we think that you have a lot of possibilities there, and we hope you know, do go on and find that commercial kitchen and get it into the stores so we can all buy it.
The suspense is killing us.
All right, I'm going to turn around because I want to see the reaction of the winner as soon as I can find him or her. So,
almost.
We were really impressed with this team. They did a good job of laying out the entire story, what they've accomplished to date, and what they're going to accomplish going forward. So, Miraca, come on up. Yeah. Just elaborating on a few other things. I think that you were clearly advantaged by the fact that you were able to get a lot of people to try to source your document or your product. You tested out a few different manufacturers and then zeroed in on a particular current provider. Your unit economics look really, really good. And I think that it's certainly a trend that men are looking for right now, a little bit tighter boxer type product. So I think we're all very optimistic that you could be finding your niche in an exciting marketplace.
Judges, thank you so much for your time and support of these entrepreneurs, and we just appreciate so much your feedback and helping them go to the next level and be recognized for their ideas. Now, with the other ideas in the room and the other ideas that were presented, again, this doesn't mean that yours isn't a good idea or doesn't have hope. It's just that these three, the judges felt were the top winners. Everybody, give them a big hand. Yeah. And for our judges, And finally, this is for everybody else that competed today and all of you that are here spectating as well. Thanks so much for being here.